Imagine being accused of a crime you didn't commit, a crime that took the life of your partner. This is the haunting story of Frank Lugo and the unsolved murder of Jose Games. On April 21, 1978, Border Patrol agents Frank Lugo and Jose Games Jr. began their evening shift along the Rio Grande, unaware of the tragedy that awaited them. Their mission was to intercept illegal immigrants near an irrigation canal, a perilous spot where the swift waters posed a significant danger. Separated by about 40 feet in the darkness, Lugo and Games planned to ambush the first group that crossed their path. But something went terribly wrong. While Lugo chased a group of immigrants, Games vanished into the night. The search for Games continued through the night, but it wasn't until mid-morning that his lifeless body was discovered in the drained canal. An autopsy revealed a shocking truth: Games had been struck on the head 3 times and strangled. This was no accident. The last person to see Games alive was his partner, Lugo, whose story began to unravel under scrutiny. In South Texas, the headlines hinted at a dark possibility: could Lugo have been the killer? Lugo's inconsistent accounts of the night's events only fueled suspicion. He contradicted himself about key details, leaving everyone puzzled. Despite being the lead suspect, Lugo was never arrested or indicted. The FBI's investigation went cold, leaving the case unsolved. The Immigration and Naturalization Service found Lugo guilty of inattention to duty but couldn't prove his actions led to Games's death. The incident shattered the trust among Border Patrol agents. Some believed Lugo was unfairly scapegoated, while others had grave doubts about his innocence. Lugo denied any involvement and spent his life trying to prove his innocence, even writing an unpublished book titled The Exoneration. In 1982, Lugo and his wife sued the FBI and INS for $21 million, claiming the investigations pressured him to confess to crimes he didn't commit. The case was dismissed. If Lugo is innocent, his life has been a second tragedy, weighed down by stress and disappointments. But is he? Lugo and Games came from different backgrounds but found themselves on the same path in the Border Patrol. Games was a quiet, prudent agent, while Lugo was outspoken and opinionated, often clashing with his colleagues. On the night of the incident, Games fired a warning shot, violating policy, and the immigrants scattered. Lugo lost track of Games in the chaos. Lugo didn't report Games's disappearance immediately, assuming he would turn up. But as the night wore on, concern grew. Lugo's inconsistent stories about the night's events raised eyebrows among his fellow agents and investigators. The FBI took over the investigation, and Lugo was stripped of his weapon and assigned to administrative duties. Lugo agreed to 2 polygraph tests, both inconclusive. He later admitted to taking an anti-anxiety drug before one of the tests. Lugo's credibility took another hit when he admitted to discarding a bag of clothing found in the brush to avoid paperwork. Despite the lack of physical evidence, many believe Lugo knew more than he was letting on. A persistent theory is that Lugo might know who the real murderer is, but he has never revealed any such information. Lugo's life after the Border Patrol was marked by relentless efforts to clear his name, filing lawsuits and contacting various authorities. In 2005, a reporter visited Lugo, finding a man burdened by his past, surrounded by documents and medications. Lugo's archive of documents and his manuscript, The Exoneration, are his lifeline, his hope for vindication. The bitter reality is that unless new evidence emerges, Lugo will always be the only person with a story to tell about that fateful night. The case remains one of many unsolved mysteries along the border, a haunting reminder of the dangers faced by those who patrol it. Stay tuned for more gripping stories. This is just one of the many untold tales that shape our world. Don't miss out on the next chapter.